2, 1. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Junior Golf Podcast. I am your host, Ro Thompson, and we have a special guest on the podcast tonight, and that's none other than Gracie Song. Hey, Gracie, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good to have you on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Well, listen, I have been following you and watching some of your results, and I see that you are the most recent winner of the Daniel Meg tournament. How does it
Yes, it was
how does it
so
feel to be the champ?
exciting to win.
Was it
It
exciting?
feels great.
Good.
Yes, he was actually my past coach, so it meant a lot more.
Wow. Oh yeah, I know that had to be emotional, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But tell us first of all, how did you get involved in the game of golf?
I got involved in the game of golf through my brothers. They started in middle school when I was still in like kindergarten around that time, and I would just tag along with them and hit a couple balls at the range. And then eventually I got more like I built the love for golf and everything. So I eventually started playing tournaments and everything.
Oh, that's good. And how old were
Mhm.
you?
I was, I believe, 8 when I started playing tournaments.
Okay, not too bad. And so
Mhm.
you're so you can attribute your brothers for getting you in the golf.
Yes, and my dad. He
And your
really
dad.
helped me a lot.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
You know, you gotta give dad some credit now. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Now, how old are your brothers?
My brothers are 23 and 22.
All right. So are they finished college or are they still playing?
One of them is finished college now. He's
Okay.
graduated. And then one is heading to medical school.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes.
All right, good. So did they play golf in college?
My oldest brother did. He played for St. Andrews in Laurinburg.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Now, why do you like the game of golf? Because I'm be honest, the game of golf can be very frustrating. So why do you like playing golf?
I like playing golf personally because it's a challenge to the mentality. You have to build such a strong mental game for it, and it's different than the other sports. You're not in there with a team most of the time, and you're mainly focusing on your individual self. And honestly, I think of it as playing against the course, other than like playing against the other people. Yes, there's other people in the field and everything, but the main thing is you want to beat that course and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that is so critical what you're saying. Uh,
Yes.
and you gotta make sure you don't get caught up into playing your opponent or your playing partner and just really focus on the course.
Yes.
That is so true. That is so true.
Mhm.
Now, what have you been doing to develop your game? Do you have a certain do you have a practice routine? Do you have a schedule that you go by? Walk us through that process in terms of what you've been doing to really get your game to that next level.
Yeah. Well, when I head to the course and everything, I typically start off with the range first.
Okay.
And like sometimes maybe I'll hit the putting green first, but mainly I do hit the range first. Maybe take about close to an hour
Okay.
hitting a couple of shots on that range. I have been mainly focusing lately on the shorter shots, like wedge shots and everything. Coming around golf season where we play that shorter distance. So kind of focusing my view on that. And then I'll head to the chipping green, focus on those short, like 20-yard chips around the green. And then a couple bunker shots because I know I have a couple shots in that bunker sometimes. And then I'll head to the green, put like 4 tees down around the hole and like from around that 4 to 3 foot putt,
Yeah.
and I'll just try to make sure I make every single putt in a row and build that like confidence in the short putts.
Right.
And then I'll start practicing the 6 footers, and then I'll push myself back to 9 foot, and then I'll start working on lag putting so that I can bring myself in a close range so that I'm not stressed out from leaving myself like a longer putt.
Right. Yeah, those lag putts are important because you never want to leave a green with a three putt, right?
Yes, exactly. It's
Like those are those that's one of those tigers Tiger, that you don't want to do one of those Tiger sixes,
Yes, because like you in your head, you're like, oh, I just lost a stroke to messing up my putt. And
Right.
putting is the most important part of your game. It really does dial down on that.
That's correct. That's correct. Now you've had again, you had some really nice finishes. And your last couple of tournaments, you've been outstanding. I know you won the Daniel Mag. Where did you finish in the Twin Stakes?
I finished third place at that tournament.
Third place. So that was really close. Now,
Mhm.
so let's go back to the Daniel Mag. Take us back to the Daniel Mag. Tell us what felt really good. Because you finished first place. Was it the ball striking? Was it the short game? Was it the putting? What do you feel like really, what stood out during that tournament?
On the first day, so it was different between the 2 days.
Okay.
On the first day, what really felt good was my driver, my woods, my hybrids. It was really helping me throughout the day. My
Okay.
putting, I really couldn't get the speed of the green, so I was losing a couple strokes to the putting. So,
So you could have shot under.
um, yeah, exactly. I did lose a couple strokes to that. And then the next day, I really dialed in on that putting the next morning, preparing for the my tea time and everything, because I knew that's where I lost it. So I took a couple more I took like 20 extra minutes at that putting green than I had did the day before, focusing on those close like 10-foot, 6-foot putts that I know I could have made and just focusing on that speed of the green. And that really stood out to me the second day. I drained many putts that I
Mhm.
was like so confident in. So I think that's what felt the best those 2 days.
So it was a tale of 2 days.
Yes,
Yeah, So,
really, it really was.
so your tee shots was really, on point the first
Yeah,
day, and then your putting was on point the second day.
yes, it was.
Gotcha.
And yeah, it just helped a lot
Right.
throughout those 2 days.
That's good. That's good. That's
Mhm.
good. And so, you, you know, that was, you just won that tournament, and you finished third place at Twin States. Um, and so so you're really, 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 playing some good golf. Now, knowing what you know now, Gracie, what would you tell? Because obviously you figure something out. Knowing what you know now, what would you tell the 14-year-old Gracie or the 15-year-old Gracie? What would you tell that Gracie now that maybe it was something that you wasn't quite doing back then to be as good as you are right now?
Um, I would tell her, like, don't stress out as much as you were then,
Okay.
because I know for a fact that I was really stressed. I really wanted to be on that top of the leaderboard, and I
Right.
knew I had what it took. I just didn't know exactly what was causing it. And I think it was a lot of the mental game, because I
Yes.
know my game was there. It was just something with the mind that I just couldn't grasp, I believe. And I think it was the stress and also letting those bad shots get to my head, so
Hmm.
then it would just mess up the next shot. It created the domino effect
Correct.
for the next hole and everything. So I think that's what I really zoned in on too, coming into this year, not letting these bad shots really affect me, knowing that, oh, next shot you're gonna do this. Don't don't let that last shot affect you as much as it did in the past. Um, I think that's one of the main things. And then second thing is um, trying to focus on like getting those good scores in for these colleges and everything. Don't stress
Hmm.
out about that, because
Right.
I know for a fact I was so stressed about, oh, the colleges aren't gonna like this score or that score. I
Right.
think since I relaxed my mind a little bit more, I was able to get these better scores up on that my rankings and
Board.
everything.
That's
Hmm.
good. Now let's talk about something you just mentioned that's really, really important, and that's the mental coaching. Um, do you have a mental coach?
I do not.
Okay, not yet, but that's one of the pieces that a lot of juniors, um, they don't really focus on. and it's probably one of the most important. So if you ever watch the LPGA and if you ever watch the PGA, you'll hear the player say, "My mental coach," or "This person helped me with my train of thought." So if to all the parents that's listening out there, you definitely want to give your children some type of mental coaching, even if it's maybe once a month or twice a month, because it could be the one thing that's keeping you from taking your game to the next level. That makes sense a little bit, Gracie?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So now so for example, when you're not playing good, okay, what do you try to tell Gracie when you're in the midst of a tournament and things seem to be a little off? What do you try to tell yourself?
I I really try to tell myself don't worry about it because I know if my worry starts to get to a certain point, it'll just mess up the rest of the round. And then at the end of the round, I know it's just because of that mental game. And I really try to zone in on, okay, maybe you just had that bad hole. Don't let it get, it was one singular bad hole out
Mhm.
of, there's 18 holes in a round. So maybe I'm like on hole, let's say 15. There's still three more holes that I can make it up for. So I just really try not to worry about that bad hole or bad shot, because if it's a bad shot too, I can just make up for it. Because if my mental game gets really bad and everything, I know I might come out of that hole like with a double bogey when I know I could have maybe made up for it and made a par if I just didn't let that one bad shot get to me.
That's right. And that's important because like you said, there are a few more holes left and it may be even a par five coming up that you can
Exactly.
get you might be able to make an eagle or birdie and you can get that bogey back. Um, Now, one of the things that I see a lot of juniors struggle with is taking their medicine. Okay. Now, I don't know if how you feel about it, Gracie, but when you're in trouble off the tee and you can't get to the green, are you the type of player that you go for these miraculous shots, or do you try to just hit it down to 100 yards, take your medicine, and just try to stick something close and make your par, and at worst take the bogey, but don't bring double or triple into play? What type of player are you, Gracie?
It honestly depends on how I'm playing that day.
Okay,
Because if I'm playing like an amazing round and I like am 100% confident that I'll be able to
pull it
make
off.
this, yeah, pull it off, I'll definitely go for that green.
Okay.
But if I'm like playing like a decent round and I'm having a good score so far,
Mhm.
I think I would play it safe and try to stick it close and then maybe make a par, maybe come out of there with a bogey. At worst, come out of there with a bogey. But mhm.
Because that's the one thing that keeps players from shooting good scores, right?
Yeah, it can bite me in the butt sometimes, but sometimes it works out amazing.
Right,
So
right,
it just kind of
right.
depends in the spur of the moment. Yes.
Well, just
Yeah.
think about that. Listen, Gracie, think about that next time when you're in trouble off the tee. Say, "Oh, Coach Rowe said that maybe I should just punch it out to 100 and then go for the green, depend on let my wedge do the talking, and then just try to make a putt or two putts and get out of there with a bogey at least.
Yes, definitely. I'll
But
think
don't
about that.
bring that double and triple in play. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now going forward, we're thinking about college. What are some of your dream colleges that you would like to attend? Let's make believe a college coach sees this podcast and what are some of your dream schools you'd like to go to?
Oh my gosh, I have so many dream
Give me your
colleges
top,
I
give me
would
your
love
top
to go
three.
to.
Give me a top three.
Top 3 would have to be Wake Forest, of
Okay.
course, one of the best woman golf colleges there is.
Correct.
Um,
Correct.
Texas A&M, that's the one out of state that I really would love. And then the third one, it would have to be like NC State
Okay.
because that's
Okay.
a little bit that's I like staying close to home,
No doubt.
so that's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking about. But yeah, those are my top 3 at the moment. I would love for to go to one of them. But yeah.
Good. Yeah, those are all great schools, by the way. I know I had Zoe Slaughter on my podcast about a year or so ago. She goes to Texas A&M.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah, I think she's going into her junior year at Texas
Oh,
A&M.
that's amazing. Yes.
Outstanding player. And if I was a college coach watching this, Gracie, why should I recruit you?
Um, well, they should recruit me because I am 100% confident that I'm good enough for the team.
Okay,
I
that's good.
have the skills. I know I can pull off the scores for the team and help the team so much for victory. And also, I know that I would be a great addition to the team because I, I'm such I'm a good team player. I know when my teammate really needs like that hype up, I can encourage them and
Mhm.
everything. Um, I know when it's time for like a serious talk or something for the team. Um, but yeah, that's why a coach should recruit me.
That's good. That's good. If I was if I was a college coach, I'd recruit you. You know, just being a great teammate, just understanding that you have the confidence that you can play with any of the college players. So so now Gracie got college done. Do you have any aspirations to give the next level a shot?
It has always been my dream to
Okay.
go to the LPGA,
Okay.
but yes, I would that's like the dream, obviously, for
Yes.
any girl golfer out here,
Right.
to make it to the next level, go to the LPGA, and make a name for themselves on that tour. Um, that would be my biggest aspiration to go next level. I also have kept in thought of going into just working for the PGA or
Sure.
LPGA,
Yeah.
like becoming director of the tournaments or something.
Mhm.
So that's what I have thought about.
That's good. That's good. And who are some of your favorite players on the LPGA or PGA tour?
LPGA Tour, I've
Mhm.
looked up to her for so long. Lydia Ko. She
Okay.
has always been my biggest inspiration for golf. I know I've done like three projects on her because she's just
Wow.
the biggest inspiration of my life. I love her so much. She's an amazing golfer, has a
Sure is.
great mentality. I know she just came out with the gold medal from the Olympics.
Correct. Correct.
She did amazing out there. That would be my favorite golfer from the LPGA tour.
Okay.
Now, for the PGA tour, I love Tom Kim. He
Okay.
is one
Yeah.
of my favorite PGA golfers on
Yeah.
that tour,
Mhm.
along with like Victor Hovland
Okay.
and Bryson DeChambeau. Those are my favorite golfers up there.
That's good. Now,
Yeah.
do you watch a lot of golf?
Um, I watch a decent amount. I don't watch like as much as I know other people do,
Good.
but it just kind of depends on the tournament at the same time.
Right.
But I do try to watch it because I know I can learn from the pros.
That's the
Like,
big thing. That's the big thing. And some kids don't like watching golf, but my thing is if I'm watching it and I'm learning something, I know you could definitely learn something if you watch because my son he doesn't like to watch golf, but
oh yes,
I just don't understand that. But like you said, the key thing that what you just said was you can learn a lot from watching golf and listening to the broadcasters. You can, they'll tell you, oh yeah, so he's definitely in trouble, or he can definitely get this close. You can learn a lot from golf. Wouldn't you agree?
yes, I do agree.
Yeah, good. Now, if you could have a dream foursome to play at one of your favorite courses, and by the way, what would your favorite course be?
My favorite course,
Mhm.
it's one in Arizona. It's a beautiful golf course. It's called Greyhawk Golf Club.
Okay.
It's so beautiful. Have played there like a couple times in my life,
Okay.
back, in my middle school days.
Okay.
It was has to be my top golf course.
Gotcha. And who would be your dream foursome? And you can pick your dad, you can pick your brothers, you can pick LPGA, you can pick PGA. Who would be your dream foursome? Because if
My dream
you leave
foursome.
somebody out, they're gonna be upset with you. No, I'm just teasing.
Well, I play with my family all the time,
Okay.
so
Okay.
hopefully they
They
don't
won't
get
be.
too far hurt.
Okay.
But my dream foursome would have to be Lydia Ko, of course. I
Okay.
would love to play with her someday.
All right. That's two.
Um, there another one would be Scotty Scheffler.
Okay.
He's an
Three.
amazing golfer.
Very.
I
Yeah.
could learn a lot from him. And
Yes.
then the third person of my foursome would probably be Nelly Korda.
Okay. Yeah. Nellie's good too. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Nellie's real good
they're
too.
all
So that's a
so
great,
amazing.
that would be a great foursome. Yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah.
would.
Great foursome. Now, what's in the bag? What are these tools you have that's causing you to shoot these low scores right now?
Like my clubs or
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Your clubs. Yeah.
okay, just making
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Um, so my driver is a TaylorMade QI10. I
Okay.
just switched over to it from a Ping. I've worked with Ping for so long, but I figured it's time for a change.
Yeah.
And I was hitting the QI10 so well that I was like, okay, we need to get this. So I
Hmm.
got the QI10. I play with Callaway, I forgot which ones, but I play Callaway for my 3 wood and 5 wood.
Okay.
Um,
Got a little mixed
and
bag.
then yes, I have a mixed bag.
Okay.
It's I just can't stick with one company because I know that oh my wedges I play really well with these wedges, but at the
Right.
same time I play good with these irons.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
So and then for my hybrids, I play with a 4 hybrid and a 5 hybrid that are Titleist brand.
Okay. Okay.
Um, they have stuck with me through thick and thin. They have helped me with so much.
They got you out of some
'Cause
tough places.
yes, definitely.
Right.
Because they're the Titleist ones are so forgivable at
Hmm.
the same time. So like I'll get out of like the toughest spots with that hybrid, and it's just amazing and everything. I play with Callaways for my whole iron set is just straight Callaway,
Okay.
and um, I play with the Callaway wedges at the same time too.
Hmm.
And then I have an Odyssey putter.
Okay. You got
Yes.
the two. You got the two ball
No, I don't. I
blade.
just have just the regular with the line.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, good,
mhm.
good, good. Now, as we bring the podcast to a close, it's been really fun having you on as a guest. We got Gracie Song, y'all, on the podcast tonight. As we come to a close, Gracie, is there anybody you would like to give a shout out to? Anybody that you would like to give thanks to? You know, parents, coaches. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
I would love to give a shout out to my family. They supported me with golf for the since I was just started and everything.
Yeah, you got to give them a big hug and a kiss.
Yes,
They
I
they
am so
sacrifice a lot.
appreciative.
They sacrifice a
Yes,
lot.
like I appreciate my dad and my brothers for getting me into this game
Mm,
and making me like so well at this game and building me up. And then I appreciate my mom for driving me to all these tournaments. I know that it's
that's right.
hard driving like 3 hours, maybe four, like
Hmm.
or even flying to like these other places for these tournaments. But I appreciate my mom for that. I appreciate my school coach. He helps me a lot getting doing well in the school golf, and he's
Yeah.
very supportive of the golf.
Okay.
I appreciate my swing coach,
Hmm.
Troy Kennedy. He's an amazing coach for me. Um,
What club?
and
What club is Troy at?
he used to be part of TPC Piper Glen, and then he ended
Okay.
up going to the first tee of Greater Charlotte
Okay. So he's
and
not too
working
far from
there.
me. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, and then I appreciate my golf buddy, Kathan Yap. He's always playing golf with me. It's
Okay.
so fun to play against him sometimes, and we make it fun by competing against each other and stuff. Yeah. Um,
You can probably hear the alarm just went off. My wife's downstairs cooking.
oh yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And then obviously I would love to thank God for giving me the ability to be able to play the sport and
Yeah.
making me like be able to be this talented at this sport and getting me to this next level of golf.
That's right. Because without him, we wouldn't be here, right?
Yes.
That's it. So right. So now how can coaches, anybody that wants to follow you on social media, how can everybody follow you?
They can find me through my main, like, golf account, which is
Mhm.
the Instagram one, Gracie Song underscore songs, Gracie underscore song 0218 on
Okay.
Instagram. They can also find me through maybe tournaments, like maybe posting me and stuff, tagging me in those tournaments and everything, or repost and stuff. But that's the main way they can find me.
Okay, great. Well, Gracie, thank you so much for being on. We really appreciate you being on the podcast. Any last thoughts you want to just, to because the podcast, I created this podcast to help junior golfers. Is there anything you want to say to the junior golfers as a, just a last minute thought to give to them?
To have fun, um make the most memories out of it, make
Yeah.
friends that play your sport, obviously. Like, you want to connect with those people that you can connect with because you're playing the same exact sport. And
Mm.
yes, have fun. Don't put too much pressure on yourself because you're still a junior golfer. You're still learning. Heck, I believe that the PGA Tour golfers are still learning along the way too. So
True.
just keep learning. Don't give up when it gets hard, because I'm sure you will still always have that love for golf in you. So don't give up when it gets hard and everything, but have fun.
Great, great. Well, good luck. I know we're going to see you on the big stage one day, and I'm going to be able to say, "Man, I had Gracie on my podcast back when she was 16." That's
Yeah.
going to be great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck this fall, and win a couple more tournaments so the coaches can be like, "Oh yeah, we gotta get her." Okay.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much